This is it, Alcatraz. The island is listed as a National Historic Landmark. Its name comes from the Spanish, and originally Arabic, word for the gannet, a kind of seabird.
Thanks for coming out to the rock. Now I'll first tell you how you can escape from the rock. And the way you want to do that is to make sure you're down here on time to get that boat. There are boat schedules posted all around the island. There's a schedule right behind me here, and they're posted everywhere. But keep in mind, if you're coming down the hill and that gate closes before you reach the gate, you're 29 minutes early for the next boat. So give yourself enough time to get down here, okay? Last boat out of here is at, last boat is at 4:30. Just, so check the schedule so you leave on the boat you want to leave on.
Well, we've left the sheriff rambling on. So we don't want to get all that because we haven't got enough tape, and we feel that we can get that off the internet anyway, probably, can't we? That's how awful we are. So we're going to have a little ramble around ourselves, so wish us luck. Alcatraz has been used as a military fort from 1850 to 1933. The United States Disciplinary Barracks of Alcatraz were acquired by the United States Department of Justice on October the 12th, 1933. The island became a federal prison on August the 11th, 1934.
During the 29 years it was in use, the jail held such notable criminals as Al Capone, Robert Franklin Strode, the Birdman of Alcatraz, and Alvin Karpis, who served more time at Alcatraz than any other inmate.
The penitentiary was finally closed for good on March the 21st, 1963. The prison closed because it was far more expensive to operate than other prisons of the time. It was easier to build a new traditional land-bound prison than to pay for all the upkeep and support that Alcatraz prison required.
In 1969, a group of Native American affiliated with the American Indian movement attempted to reclaim the land, saying that in 1868, federal treaty allowed Native Americans to use all federal territory that the government was not actively using. After nearly 2 years of occupation, the government forced them off.
It's almost hard to believe now. These derelict, crumbling buildings you see here house some of America's most notorious criminals.
The island has the oldest operating lighthouse on the west coast of the United States. Early military fortifications and natural features such as rock pools, a seabird colony, and unique views of the coastline are all that's left now. During its 29 years of operation, the penitentiary never logged any official successful escapes. In all attempts, escapees were either shot dead or believed to be drowned in the frigid San Francisco Bay waters.
Oh, that's a morgue.
Viewing the building from the outside was one thing, but for me and Barry, it was time to go in and take a look for ourselves to see what life behind bars was really like. Once inside the prison, the first sight to be seen is the control room, where prisoners were registered and recorded after being brought to the island by boat.
This is when visitors used to come and visit people, the guests.
Dad?
Hello, can you hear me?
The correctional officers that run Alcatraz monitored the prisoners even while they took their monthly phone calls. They would each receive a further visitor once a month. Each person would sit on an opposite side of this bulletproof glass divider.
The tour we took required us to walk around the cells whilst listening to past guards and inmates on tape recorders, talking about their experiences within the prison.
We're on Broadway now. Have you seen the size of these rooms? It's quite
Each individual cell was 10 feet by 4 feet. There is 450 cells in total in the jail, which housed a number of 1,576 prisoners in its lifetime. Well, this is it. This is Alcatraz, and we're actually walking on it. It's really quite eerie, really. Like Barry said, the cells are really small, but if you can see down the aisle when I show you, this side to my left is C block and this is D block, and the clock down the bottom they call is Times Square, so take a look. Guards on Alcatraz were properly titled correctional officers. They were among the most highly qualified in the federal prison system. They maintained constant surveillance over the inmates, and there was one staff member for every 3 prisoners.
Inmates were transferred to Alcatraz from other federal prisons. Their average stay on the island was 8 years. Most were eventually transferred back to the other federal institutions. Only a few were paroled directly to the outside world.
Some prisoners left their epitaph behind with them. I'm just going to have a go, see what it's like actually in here.
You should go.
Tap. Couple of chairs, obviously the bed would go in. It's, you know, I mean, I'm not very big, but I can touch the sides, and I'm not a very big person. It's probably not that much. My arm width here. And you know, I'm not very tall, I'm only 5'6", so that gives you some idea. It's pretty small. In fact, it's not very nice. It's quite a horrible feeling. I think that's enough for me.